Greetings, people. R1 here. I'm rather fond of this little family of airplanes, the KI-61-I series. There are 3 of them in War Thunder at various battle rankings. I'm going to start out in the big brother of the line, the KI-61I High. It's the highest battle ranking of the line at 4.7. We're going to take it up in a realistic battle. I'm doing this primarily because it has occurred to me that I am out of practice when it comes to flying in standard realistic battles. I have flown in plenty of realistic battles that were in ground forces situations, and it was all low altitude work. But I have sort of become uncomfortable in regular realistic battles and the higher altitudes that are entailed therein. Now, I have never flown this particular KI-61 before. It is completely stock, which may seem like a somewhat dubious choice to re-enter realistic air battles in. But I like the line. I know they fly all reasonably similar to each other. And it has a pair of 20mm cannons in the wing, in addition to 250 calibers in the nose. And I've really been wanting to try this out for some time, I just haven't had the time or opportunity. So I'm going to invite you along to join me in this rather sweet little aircraft for my re-entry into a regular, realistic battle situation. It's probably going to be a bit of a rough ride, so try not to laugh too much. Now, this lightweight, multi-purpose aircraft is a good all-rounder in War Thunder. It can turn fight reasonably well, it can climb very well, and it's also very quick in the dive. And that was one of the main reasons why the Japanese developed this design. They needed something that could keep up with Allied aircraft in the dive, and this little plane fit the bill. Generally speaking, this line was fairly lightly armed, and this was their first attempt at adding cannons to the KI-61 line. For its time, the KI-61 was one of the faster aircraft participating in combat in the skies over the Pacific. And when it was introduced, only the Bf-109 series put out by the Germans could best it in a contest of pure speed. And that really makes sense. It has an inverted V12 liquid-cooled engine that was built by Kawasaki, but it was based on a German design. Now, in this match, I am facing Allied aircraft considerably more advanced than the KI-61s faced at the beginning of the war. I've got a Corsair behind me, P-51 above me, and I could be in serious trouble. I'm kind of surrounded, and my teammates, for the most part, are way over there by the other island. There's only a couple of us over here, so it's time to shut up, stop the history lesson, and try my very best to survive long enough to actually get in a position to kill something. was pretty shaky. I'm definitely out of practice, but I'm behind him now, and I'm still in one piece. It's time for me to pay back my teammates that came to my assistance there. Since I'm behind him, I should be able to stay there without too much difficulty. I can pretty well keep up with him if he runs, but if he continues to maneuver with this teammate of mine, I'm going to have all the advantages. I just need to hurry up and pick him up before he picks up my teammate. I have managed to put some good hits into him, but overall my marksmanship has been pretty crappy. We're going to have to see if we can make up for that right now. I'll swing around, bring my guns to bear. Hang on, buddy. Don't get hit. Damn it. Flamed my teammate. Well, I got him, but a little bit later than I wanted to. My teammate is still in the air, though, and is actually going after that Mustang that was attempting to horn in on the action. The Mustang has an altitude advantage, so we're going to have to play this very carefully, and my teammate there in the J2M3 is probably not long for this world. Well, of course, the Mustang ignored my teammate and came directly for me. That was a fancy bit of flying he did there. And I wasted a lot of ammunition trying to catch him as he maneuvered coming in. I'm going to have to be very careful from this point on. Right now, he has all the advantages in energy and speed, and here we go. I wasted almost all of my cannon ammunition trying to catch him coming down. He diverted, however, which was fortunate because his guns could shred me very quickly. I'm going to let it stall out, flip it around, and come in behind him, or as near to behind him as I possibly can. He can't bring his nose down quick enough, so we'll see if we can pop up behind him. He's pulling away from me, though, and that's not good. He's also pulling it up. He knows I'm going to stall out before he does. Actually, he's pulling the same maneuver I did. He stalls it out and flips his nose around, and I try my best to stay out from in front of him. He was almost successful with that. I almost pulled myself right in line with these guns. That was kind of a near thing. But now he doesn't have too many options left. So he attempts to do probably the smartest thing that he can do in this situation. He kills his engine. He reduces speed abruptly and attempts to get me to overshoot. But this plane is very responsive. And I throttle down and hang right behind and underneath him where he can't do anything about it. You can see his 4 20mm Hispanos. This is a British variant of the Mustang, or one that was flown by the British, and it's heavily armed. Now he's floored it again, and I've got a teammate over here now. We've got him on the ropes. My plane is lighter and quicker than his by a small degree. Between the two of us, we flame him, and he's going down. I've got to watch it. My teammate just darn near took my head off with that burst, but the Mustang goes down, and I've survived my first match in this aircraft. That was pretty bad. I'm not pleased with my performance in that match at all. Part of it is the fact that the plane's not upgraded, but a lot of it was just sloppy work on my part. So, we've got this match in hand now. The hostile team has run out of aircraft. I think I'm going to fly another match, but I think I'm going to go to this fella's younger brother. And here it is, the KI-61I Otsu. Oh, at the end of the name is the word Hein, which I'm probably pronouncing badly, which simply means in Japanese, it means swallow. The Allies recognized this aircraft as the Tony. They at first thought it was either German, and then they switched the name because they changed their mind, and then they thought it was based on an Italian plane. Anyway, Tony stuck, and that's what we recognize it as in most references today. Now it's only armed with 4 50 caliber machine guns, 2 in the wings, 2 in the nose. Well, let's see what we can do. I'm a little more familiar with this aircraft. I feel a bit more comfortable flying it, and I've got it fully upgraded. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, I've gained a lot of altitude, and I've put a lot of energy in the bank, and I Spot my first target down below, a P-400. Well, this should be interesting. We're actually fairly equally matched aircraft. I'm going to dive and start building up speed. I want to be nice and fast when I close on this fella, although he's disappeared temporarily. There he is. And he looks like he's engaged, but I don't know how my teammate in the KI-45 is going to do against this guy. Oh, and there's another P-400 directly behind him. Okay, that changes my plan. I'm going after the one behind. Tail end Charlie. I'm going to swing down behind him. I've got it under control. No, I don't have it under control. I'm going way too fast. I'm going to have to peel off here. Can I pull the nose around and get my guns on this fella? No. No. All right. I got to pull away before I get in front of his guns. Pull up, up, up. All right. Under control again. Now it's time to engage. I've lost track of the other P-400. This guy hasn't lost track of me, so I just need to collect my thoughts and remember how to fly this thing. I'll pull around. I've got other teammates here in the area. Whoa, that's not where I want to be, and that was a little too close. Okay, so they've got him on the run, but I have an advantage in speed over my teammates, so we've gained altitude and we're going to leverage that speed now. They're pursuing him hotly. I really would like to get this kill. I need to redeem myself. We're catching up to and overtaking my companions. Sorry guys, I started this fight. I'd like to end it, but you've got heavier firepower than me, so this may not work out. We're going to give it our best shot though. Peel up, roll over the top, cut in behind. Well, we're crossing now. That's not good. Oh, he's not a bad pilot. He ducked under me pretty deftly, but I've still got the positional advantage. Bring it over again. He's climbing now. Oh, he probably shouldn't have done that with a 0 on his tail. My teammates caught up. Well, I get a kill assist. That's going to have to do for the moment. Well, let's go see if we can find something else to kill. This is starting to come back to me now. Not that you could tell from my initial pass, but I think my muscle memory is starting to come back here. I don't know, can you really call it muscle memory when it involves pushing something as insignificant as a mouse around on a mouse pad? I guess you can. Well, anyway, my button pushing fingers all limbered up now, so let's go see if we can find the enemy. I'm going to check out the other island. Exercising my inherent ability to move through time and space, I have blipped us forward to the point where I actually found one of the enemy. It's a P-36 Hawk. And he's not the only enemy aircraft in the area, so it's time to engage. Well, he finally went down. I ended up expending all of my ammunition on those two, which was pretty wasteful. I am definitely rusty. And I'm going to have to go back to the airfield now to repair and rearm. I certainly wouldn't consider that a stellar performance, but it is all starting to come back to me. Re-entry can be a little rocky, but I think we're starting to get the hang of things again. One quick pit stop later and I'm back in the air again, repaired and rearmed. We have two teammates in the area. Only one of them is close enough to engage the last of the enemy team. Looks like a Hellcat engaging one of our Zeros. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I've got a lot of speed built up, so I'm going to cruise over into that area and just kind of hang out and see if I'm needed. I don't want to interfere in this teammate's kill, but then again, I don't want him to get himself into a bad situation either. This enemy pilot has proven himself to be pretty good this match, and I'm a little anxious for my friend down there. They close, and they... that was a near miss. They appear to be evenly matched. I'm going to build up a little bit more speed and close. I'm not sure I like how this is going. Looks like a bad situation, and they managed to critical each other, and my teammate's pulling away, and this fellow looks like he's making a run for it. Okay, it's time for me to close in. I'm going to end this match now. We're going to put some rounds into his control surfaces and see if that doesn't convince him to gracefully retire from the match. Pull up and get ready to dive again if necessary, and it's not. Alright, that sent him on out of the match. Alright, well, that was a little rocky, but I think it'll do. If you fly Japanese and you haven't flown the KI-61 line, if you've stuck primarily with Zeros and their bigger brothers, give these a whirl. They're actually a pretty fun little airplane to fly. Let's see how we did. Well, again, it's not stellar, but I guess that's acceptable for being way out of practice. Spanish Air Force, Randall. Well, I'm going to have to put that on something. All right, well, thanks for joining me in my re-entry back into full-fledged, realistic aerial combat. And I hope you found it amusing. That's all I've got for you for today. Until I see you again, good hunting.